It's time now for an in-depth look at the global markets this afternoon, and for that I'm joined on the line by Dr. Hwang Sei-woon, Research Fellow at the Korea Capital Market Institute. Dr. Hwang, thank you for coming on today.
Good to be here with you today.
Now, last Friday on Wall Street, stocks were mixed. Some positive feelings about the U.S. China trade talks, but also some diverging signals from the American economy. Korean stocks, meanwhile, moving a little higher today. What's the story?
In Wall Street, stocks ended a little changed Friday as investors took a breather from a wild month of trading. Investors are pausing and waiting to see what next month and next week holds. The major indexes posted their worst monthly performance since May. The Dow fell 1.7 in August, while the S&P 500 lost 1.8%. The Nasdaq pulled back 2.6%. U.S. China trade relations intensified in August, rattling investors. Investor sentiment was also dented in August as economic data pointed to a global growth slowdown, ramping up concerns of possible recession. Asian stocks fell after the latest tariffs kicked in on Chinese goods and data showed further weakness in China's manufacturing sector. A drop in the official China Purchasing Managers Index on Saturday highlighted the pressure facing the world's second-largest economy from weaker demand and escalating trade tensions with the U.S. Japan's Nikkei dropped 0.41%, Hong Kong's Hang Seng lost 0.67%, while KOSPI gained 0.07%.
You mentioned the U.S. China tariffs coming into effect over the weekend. Tell us about where things stand now there.
The United States began imposing 15% tariffs on a variety of Chinese goods on Sunday, including footwear, smartwatches, and flat-panel televisions, as China began imposing new duties on U.S. crude, the latest escalation in brooding trade war. The levies on food, clothing, lawnmowers, and thousands of other made-in-China products come as the president prepares to tax nearly everything China ships to America. The move will bring average tariffs on Chinese imports to 21.2%, up from only 3.1% when Mr. Trump came into office. China has responded by raising barriers to American companies and their products. China started to impose additional tariffs on some of the U.S. goods on a $75 billion target list. President Trump's trade war with China entered new territory on Sunday as his next round of tariffs took effect, changing the rules of trade in ways that have no recent historic precedent and driving the world's two largest economies further apart.
Right. Well, this week, the Bank of Korea will be releasing figures on the trade balance for July, a bunch of other numbers too, second quarter growth and so on. What's on your radar this week?
The Bank of Korea will release the July balance of payments on Thursday. South Korea's current account posted a slight deficit in April on the back of dividends paid to foreign stock investors amid a shrinking trade surplus. Current account turned positive in May and stayed positive in June. Again, it is expected to stay positive in August as well. The Statistics Korea will release August's Consumer Price Index on Tuesday. The CPI in July was 104.5, increasing 0.6% over the previous year. The CPI has stayed below 1% since year 2015. August CPI is expected to be below 1%. The core inflation without food and energy sectors, is expected to be below 1% in August as well. The U.S. jobs report will be released on Friday. The report is projected to show non-farm payrolls rose by 165,000 in August, slightly above the month prior. Estimates of the employment situation are for unemployment to be steady at 3.7%, and the average hourly earnings rate of increase to slow to 3.0%.
All right, Dr. Hwang, that's where we'll have to leave it for now. Thanks so much for coming on today.
Thank you very much.